Hey, mini reviewer here. This is my review for Predator 2, the sequel to the 1987 sci-fi film Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This film was released 3 years later in 1990, and apart from a cameo and the actor who portrays the Predator, this is an entirely new cast. Different director, this time Stephen Hopkins, but the same writers this time, Jim and John Thomas. Main stars of the film are Danny Glover, Gary Busey, Bill Paxton. There's also Maria Alonso. She also has like a double-barreled surname, but I can't pronounce her middle name, so I'm not even going to try. Anywho, this film takes a completely different setting to the previous film. This time it's LA instead of a tropical jungle, and we get to see how a predator reacts to being in a densely populated area. Now, first off, I'd just like to give a little comment about the film's rating, because in England this is an 18, the same as the previous film. Although I'd just like to say this film is a lot gorier, there's a lot more blood, a lot of swearing, and some scenes of a sexual nature. So that's there for a reason. So if you've got little kids, you know, wait till they go to bed and they're fast asleep before putting this one on, because if they see this, they're going to have some serious nightmares. Anywho, the story follows Detective Harrington, played by Danny Glover. Basically, there's a big sort of war going on between the LAPD and a bunch of gangs, Colombians and some voodoo gangs as well, which is kind of weird. He's teamed up with Detective Cantrell, played by Maria Alonso, and newcomer detective, who's played by Bill Paxton. Basically, the start of the film, there's a big shootout, and they chase some drug dealers into the building, and they find them, and they're all dead and mashed up. And basically, this sets them off on a hunt to find out who's done it, and as you probably would have guessed, it's the Predator. This is a different Predator to the first film, obviously, because that one died. It looks a bit different as well. It's kind of cool. This film kind of has a different sort of style to the first film, because the first film was sort of a sci-fi slasher, in the sense that basically the Predator would follow them around in the jungle and pick them off one by one. But in this film, it's more of the Predator will attack at any random moment, and he'll take out quite a few people at once. Can't really think of a comparison, really, other than the famous scene in Aliens where all the Special Forces team are in the alien hive and they all come in and attack and kill most of them. It's kind of like that, only with one alien instead of lots of them. Now, another reason why I like this film, and in some ways this is better than the original film, is basically the character development and portrayal, because basically you get more into the mind of the characters. Like, for example, Harrigan, you get into his mind, you see how he ticks. Also, the female character, Detective Cantrell, she seems to have more personality, because the girl in Predator, she was really pretty much a token female. She didn't really have much of a personality, she didn't talk much, and she didn't really do much. Whereas Detective Cantrell, she was a tough woman, and you got that. Now, this film seems to be sort of the forgotten one in the Aliens and Predators series. Quite a lot of the people I ask, you sort of say, "Hey, have you seen Predator 2?" And they mainly reply, "There's a Predator 2?" And that's kind of sad, really, because I think it's a very good contribution to the series. Certainly better than Alien Resurrection, which I know is in a different franchise, but they're interlinked anyway. Lots of action, good storyline. I'd just like to stress for people who think, oh, it might be just a bit of a cop film, and I'm not really into that. It does have cop elements, but it's sort of like there were special forces elements in the first film. It helps the story without dragging it down, and it is very interesting, and there's a lot of action, and there's a big one-on-one predator-human fight. Now, after seeing this film, I've seen pretty much how Alien vs Predator 2 should have been directed, because this film shows what happens when you put an alien in a place with a high human population, and they've done it really successfully. Now, this film received mixed reviews. Ebert said that this was an angry and ugly film. I really disagree with that. It's very gory and there's a lot of violence, but it is a very good film. I really enjoyed it. I'd give it 4 out of 5, which is the same as the first film. I really advise you check it out. It's a good addition to the series and great for a collection. This has been a mini review, and I hope that you enjoy the film. Please rate and comment, and if you want, subscribe to my videos. This can be found with trailers and pictures at www.fearofthefilmfan.ning or my MySpace page, where there's a link either in the information side of this video or on my channel. Thank you very much.